I have a splitting headache right now.
Okay, good.
All right.
I have my overcoat, my ushanka, and no pants, so we're ready to get filming.
We're fucking ready.
Okay, so first off, compared to say the former Yugoslavia, how much better is Keil than the former Yugoslavia?
Keil is possibly one of the greatest nations to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
Its commonwealth is built on the principle of education and opportunity for all. It is a land of abundance, of biblical proportions. It is a fountain of beauty, both natural and man-made. Its republic is strong, and while caring, has an iron fist for those who dare oppose it. It is everything that every other country has ever not been.
Do you think soft tacos are just like slightly worse burritos?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
They lack the key components.
exactly. Like, come on. Like, when it comes to a burrito, you can have many things. You can add fucking rice, refried beans. You can have different mixes. But with a soft taco, then like fucking, you got like four, maybe five ingredients max. With burritos, they're infinite potential.
Yeah, no, like with a burrito, you can have like guacamole in there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like, what do you got with like lettuce, like meat and cheese, maybe a little sour cream?
Exactly. Yeah. There's so much you can do. Now,
Honestly,
I
I mean, Lord.
think the main way to settle the Israel-Palestine conflict would just be give up Jerusalem to Kiel.
I mean, yeah, we do a better job of it.
I mean, come on. So you got fucking soldiers and then a fucking immovable ladder. A ladder that legally cannot be moved, judging by the fact that it's ran by three different types of Catholicism and separate sort of monks and shit. So, like, we just Keel should run it, man. Just fucking Keel.
Yeah, no, that's kill now. We'll have some cool shit to build off of too.
Exactly. Like, got all that architecture. Like, we could just fucking take it. Like,
Yeah, they just we'll patch up all the bullet holes with some plaster, and we'll be in. We'll be in.
we'll be all good. Like, as long as we can get through armed militias, angry religious people, multiple armies, multiple world powers trying to keep us away from it, it'll be all easy and fine and dandy. It will be happy.
Yeah.
I think babies should be in power. I think
Yeah,
newborns,
no, totally.
judging by
They're
their
innocent.
basic
They're
survival,
uncorrupted.
yeah, their basic survival instincts, they would be able to lead. And I feel like that's well put into Keel.
Yes,
Definitely.
totally. That the beautiful, unspoiled potential of a youthful mind should be used to be productful in society.
Yeah, like say take a fucking baby. Within if a baby is fucking 0 to 6 months, they have a natural instinct to swim.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, I could easily fucking drown. But like babies, they don't drown. Like you could hold a baby underwater for multiple minutes and it wouldn't drown.
Oh yeah, no, and I see you're so right. You just dunk that thing under. It'll be fine when you pull it back up.
Just pop it in like a thing of hot wings and you'll be good. Like think about it like you're dipping some sweet salty smoked wings into a nice tub of I don't know, buffalo sauce. Like
Yeah, and I
think
see.
about it.
Like, I also think that that goes to like build off of what like the child already has because you're giving it the experience.
If you think about it, in the economy today and in the job market, we should be giving babies high power government positions. Like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, honestly, I mean they just have everything that those in power don't.
I think babies are the way to go. And
You know,
everything.
I'm with you. Like if a baby were to come up and have a campaign, I'd step down instantly
Of course.
because I'd want it there.
Like fuck, I'm Secretary of the Treasury right as of now. A fucking baby pops up, going like goo goo gaga, which of course, if you don't speak baby, that translates to could you please transfer your position to me. I would like to be Secretary of State. Then of course I would fucking step down. Like, I mean, come on, it's the obvious choice.
Like we got some baby, like, look him in the eyes, like, takes his pipe out of his mouth and proclaims Dagu, which obviously means, sir, I believe that what you're doing is flawed. You should let me have a stab at it. I leave the Oval Office that day. No complaints.
You think that 9/11 was perpetrated by the Jewish faith?
Well,
You heard it here, folks. Jews did 9/11. Keep that in mind. So how do you think Keil would run the U.S. government? Would we continue its policies, or would we instate a stronger republic rather than a democratic republic?
I think that we definitely would install our republic, because that's just the way to go, isn't it? But I think that we would keep some of the key policies that make the U.S. great. But I also think that we would have to get rid of a lot. You know?
Do you think we should eliminate people over the age of 64?
Well, I mean, it's not like they're serving a purpose anymore. That's like just having like an old beer bottle around and not throwing it away. I mean, what are you keeping around for? It's all used up.
Exactly. Like, come on, there's nothing more to suck out of it. There's no liquid inside.
I mean, like, look at nature.
Mm-hmm.
A wolf gets old, it slows down. A stronger animal, like, let's say, like a bear, or more than likely the other wolves, kills it. It's just nature, and human beings are animals. So,
And especially, say, when a chicken reaches the age of 63, it's not going to be a proper accountant. Their memory starts to fail. Like, you just gotta snub. You gotta nip it at the bud. Right.
I mean, yeah, like that chicken can just not execute its services to the branch anymore.
Exactly. Now, take the dove of peace. That fucker is thousands of years old. Like, thousands of years old. And I think that we should just fucking cut it.
I agree. I mean, of course it's peaceful. It's older than the hills.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of hills, we need to stop killing hills to make Mountain Dew. Mm-hmm.
It just kind of disgusts me that human beings can act this way. That just because something doesn't walk on two legs and wear a suit, it doesn't have feelings. It doesn't have rights.
Exactly. Like, we already give fucking dolphins rights. Like, what the fuck? Why do we not give mountains rights? It just doesn't make sense. It's like fucking correlation, man. So, Mr. Mason, you got any pressing issues we should discuss? Mm-hmm.
Right now, I want to discuss the alligator population of Florida. The alligator population, it's just not high enough. We are taking their land, and I mean, we're wasting it on frickin' Floridans. I mean, what do they need? I think that if we were to just completely reclaim Florida back to the alligators, then that's just what we need. Yeah. I think that they'll do better.
I agree completely.
At managing and living in Florida.
I don't think it should be an instant thing, though. I feel like we need to wait. We need to let the alligators slowly overtake them. So my proposition is here that we simply tie down every Floridian, just tie them down, make sure they can't move, and just leave them there. Doesn't matter if they have work to do, unless they're a member of the Commonwealth of Keil, then they need to survive. But as long as they're just Floridians and not sovereign citizens of the Commonwealth of Keil, then we just tie them down and let nature run its course.
Yes, I agree. I think that if they're not a member of the Commonwealth of Keil, and this goes for everyone, then them just being hog-tied and left to the elements is what they deserve for not seeing the true vision.
Yeah, and what nature deserves, because nature deserves more respect and more towards nature. We need to feed nature, because nature is hungry, and it's hungry for people. Give your babies to nature. Mothers at home, give your babies to nature.
I think that the red blood of human infants is what Mother Nature desires.
Exactly. Like, what else is going to provide sustenance?
I mean, the Romans had the right idea. They found a baby born with like a crippled leg or like a potato-shaped head. They just threw it out in the woods.
It's black now. But again, when it comes to that, you're completely right. If it has a problem, just got to get rid of it. Want to go with red? Is red good? That's my question. Red, yes or no? Red, yes or no? It's a major question.
Red, all the way.
Going with it.
Except for when it's blue.
Oh. Okay, I need to change some things then. There we go. Alright. So, communism, yes or absolutely?
I'm going to give that a solid maybe.
I agree. Now, I'm going to say that the Bolsheviks had a good idea, and when Stalin started sending peasants to the islands and they started using cannibalism against each other, I feel like that was a good start, but you know what? Boris didn't do enough.
That's the thing. Like it just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think that our republic, our Commonwealth, has emerged through generations and generations of just not enough. I mean, they don't do enough of these terrible things. They need to fully commit into doing something. If you want to get rid of all your peasants, that's perfect. Don't just send them off to islands and let them deal with themselves. That's just it's just there's too many flaws in it. You just gotta nip them in the bud right there, just charge them to their living rooms,
Exactly.
Just shoot them in the head.
Now, if you take, say, the socialist pansies down in good Western Europe, they're not doing enough either. They're like, you know what? We want capitalism, but we're not going to take the steps. They need to instate full communism, full blown, good Marxist stuff right there.
When it comes to Western Europe, I think that it's either communism or Western Europe needs to be a crater.
Exactly. I mean, 2 nukes.
Because at least that crater will fill with water and become a lake and serve a purpose to nature.
Exactly. So, say 2 nukes on Japan. We tried to make them more capitalist, and guess what? It worked. So I say many nukes all over to Western Europe has to happen. Not Eastern Europe though. Not Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe is okay. We would never hurt Slovenia, Slovakia, Bosnia, or any of the other states in that area.
No. Those are probably our closest allies.
Definitely. Especially with Ukraine. Definitely Ukraine. Got to keep them safe.
I mean, you just don't spit on idols like that.
Not at all. We also got to keep Big Papa of Ukraine, who may or may not have soldiers stationed there, keeps Ukraine safe too. So we don't want to be the sole parent. We don't have full custody. We need to just keep them safe and make sure they're all right. Big Papa needs to keep them there.
A watchful eye.
Exactly. Just got to make sure it happens. Now, I'm going to say we take a brief music break.
Yep.
Real brief. Hold on.
I'm just gonna let that seep in. That one gets me every time, actually.
I think that was a good music break. I'm glad we could share that experience. Glad we could relax together. So.
I think that is I'm sorry, it's just such a beautiful example of what our culture offers the world.
Exactly. Music is an integral part of any society, especially beautiful music such as that. I'd been trained many years in order to properly play that instrument. It's a very difficult instrument to master, and I hope that many of you can also follow suit in following those kinds of instruments. They're quite good. Mr. Mason, you play any instruments?
I play the belly.
Would you mind demonstrating for us a little bit of that, please?
Not at all.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I try my best.
I can see you've put much work into that.
Years.
I'm glad we could share that experience in this wonderful music corner that we have here today.
I missed my own birth to learn that number.
You know, both my parents didn't show up to my birth, mostly because they were too busy trying to arrange my lessons for that wonderful instrument. Now,
Well, that shows
ashamedly,
just how...
exactly, they were dedicated.
Exactly, which is what we need.
I'd play the belly, but as I'm about to show, there's not much to... It's not much to play there, which is a shame. It's always been a want of mine, but, you know, some dreams may not be able to come to fruition. But you know what?
No.
That's okay, because I can still play my instrument, and that's perfectly fine.
That is okay. As long as you can do one thing, then you don't have to be able to do anything else.
I think it's moisturizing time.
Oh, is it that time already?
Yeah, definitely moisturizing time.
Oh, thank God.
I think it's scripture time.
It's always a good time to read from the good book, if I may. With Ezekiel 25:17, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Good for kids. Now, we're going to take a short recess, and we'll be right back with some more good political discussion. Thank you for this short break with the Bible.
Good Lord, man! Ah, hit the spot!
Gun safety. Always give your kid a gun. It's a good thing to have. Safety, parenting, 101. Mr. Mason, you have any comments on the serious issue of gun safety?
I have to say, to me, gun safety is using both feet. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Good to hear. Very good to hear. Okay, so when it comes to the October versus the February revolutions of the Bolshevik revolutions, which one do you think was more effective?
I got to say the October.
You know, I completely agree. Because even though the February had more of the political movement, the October, that was the people's revolt. That was what made it important.
Oh, you say it.
Exactly.
Now, see, more often than not, when the populace starts getting too loud, it really irks me. But in that circumstance, the people knew what they wanted for once.
Yes, they did, and they all spoke on it, and they spoke well. They made sure their point was heard and properly went across, and look at what it gave us. It gave us a beautiful, beautiful nation that eventually developed into the Commonwealth of Keil, the greatest nation of all time. Please, thank you. And don't eat teeth.
Yes. Brush your tooths.
Toes are not for eating. Toes are for smelling. Please help me.